Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and it's one of the hottest days of the year so far here in Round Rock, Texas, just outside of Austin. And there's heat advisories warning people to stay out of the heat, stay indoors in the air conditioning. So I thought that was a perfect time for me to put on the minimum amount of clothing that an obese man should be legally allowed to wear in public and go for a little stroll. I'm recording on my iPhone, and this is the like wide angle lens. I figure I might need a wide angle lens to pick me up. And I don't know, just need to start exercising more, and might as well do it on the hottest day, because it will only get easier from here, right? As long as I don't die of heat exhaustion. But I haven't even started sweating yet, but I assure you that will start. I'll be sweating like a pig in no time at all. And even before I was a fatty, I've always been a very heavy sweater. Even when I was like on my same frame, the lightest I've ever been was 149 pounds. And that was when I was about 18 years old, right after high school. And I moved to Tennessee. I didn't want to move there. And I don't know, I was kind of depressed. Wasn't eating much. And to relieve stress, I would just run. So I was like a distance runner in high school, track, ran like the mile and 2 mile. And I would just go out and run like 5-10 miles every day. Was barely eating anything. And I looked like a stick man, skin and bones. If you look at like the marathon runners that cross the finish line, that's kind of what I looked like back then. We're very thin. So I think that's way too thin for me. I'd personally like to be around 200 pounds. And I think that would be maybe between 185 and 200, I'd say. It's probably my ideal weight. With a little bit of muscle. But I don't have any particular topic to discuss with you guys. Oh my God, it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain. That might actually help. Oh, it feels so cold. Oh my God. The raindrops feel so cold. But like, it's so hot out here that the rain's like drying up very soon after it hits the concrete. Oh, it feels like an oven. And it's so humid. guess you could say it's 100% humidity in the setting, right? I mean, how much more humid can it get than pure water falling from the sky? That did, like, just that quick little sprinkle, I think it dropped a degree or two. Or maybe it's just because the water's on my skin now, it feels cooler. But it helped. Whew. So All right, what else is going on? So I just got back from like a week-long vacation in Ohio. It was like in the 80s while I was there, and all my family was like saying how hot that is. They don't know what hot is anymore. Come on down here, hop in the oven, see what heat's all about. But I did have a good time. I was there. 4th of July, I saw my cousins, my grandma. Saw, she's like 91. She's 91 now. Thought they were honking at me, how sexy I was. Like, hey, look at that sexy man over there. But yeah, I had a good time in Ohio. And I flew in Cincinnati. My family lives around Dayton, a little north of Dayton, and Huber Heights area. So, good times. So now that I'm back, while I was there, I was in like Scotland, Chile. I was eating all kinds of food. Not very good. I'm eating lots of sugar. My cousin made this awesome strawberry cake. So good. But now that I'm back, first thing I'm doing is finishing up all of my vertical diet meals. If you see me pack up over the past year, I think I've been doing it almost a year. But I haven't been, solidly committed. But until last week, I was sticking to it. Only that for like a month. And I probably still have maybe 3 more weeks of food. And it's been lasting longer because each one of those bags that I packed up, I was eating a whole bag a day. And now I've split them into like 3 portions. I only eat 2 of the portions a day. So I'm making them stretch a little longer. So once I finish with that, I'm going on a more extreme version of keto. So, keto diet. Keto diet, the Atkins diet, these are really the only diets that have ever really showed any results for me. Like, I just don't react well with carbs. I eat too much carbs. Even this diet that I'm on right now with like rice and some vegetables like spinach, beans. I mean, those are better carb sources than, like soft drinks and just pure sugar or high fructose corn syrup, which is like the worst. But I need to get to low carbs, like next to 0. So what I'm going to be doing is carnivore diet, which is just a more extreme version of keto diet, where it's basically just eating animals. So red meat, chicken, fish, eggs. You can eat, animal products, butter. Dairy is a questionable one that I'm not going to do any dairy at first, because like milk does have lactose, which is a form of sugar. So I'm trying to get rid of almost all sugars. I mean, I've I've created strong insulin resistance in my body, metabolic syndrome. It's really what they call it. And all you need to do to really get metabolic syndrome is eat the American diet. Follow the food pyramid that they set out in 1979. And do that for about 10, 20 years. And you'll have metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes. I mean, there's been an epidemic of people with type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, since the late 70s. If you look at the charts, ever since they made those recommendations where you're supposed to have eat most of your food in bread and grains and carbs, and at the top of the pyramid just a little bit amount of meat and eggs and fats. It's turned out to be totally wrong. And I've watched a lot of videos on some different doctors. Dr. Ken Berry is one of them. There's some others. Sean. I'm not going to remember all their names. But they're basically showing all these results from people. I mean, they're anecdotal results because there's not a large-scale study at the moment. But anecdotally, a lot of people have reversed diabetes, reversed all kinds of gastrointestinal diseases just from going to a carnivore diet. So, and I mean, if you look at the recent past of humanity, the last 10,000 years, I mean, the Earth was in an ice age, especially the northern hemisphere, where most European descendants come from. And during the ice age, you weren't having any vegetables, and you definitely weren't making bread. So for thousands and thousands of years, humans were mainly living off of hunting other animals, eating other animals. And it seems that makes sense to me. Especially if you're set out into the wild, dropped off in the middle of Alaska. I mean, are you going to be making some soft drinks and Wonder Bread? Or are you going to be trapping some rabbits and trying to kill a deer? Probably going to be eating animals. I mean, little berries and stuff that you could pick and stuff that you could forage is not enough to sustain you without having animal proteins. So that makes sense to me, and it aligns with my previous successes on Atkins diet and keto diet, where Atkins diet was more high protein, low carb. Keto is more high fat, low carb, but the common thing is low carb. And in those, the carbs were still allowed to be 40 grams a day or less. But I'm gonna try to get it down to zero carbs. And then your body switches into ketosis, starts metabolizing your fat for fuel. Oh man, I get tired already. And that's the plan. And it'll probably take me a year, 18 months of sticking to it to really get down. So That's my plan. Like, I haven't really gained weight on the vertical diet. And I think the vertical diet is a good diet to maintain or to build mass. I'm looking to lose some mass. I still want to maintain muscle, so maintaining high protein is key in doing that. And that's what I plan on doing, eating mostly protein. One concern is I have gout, which in the past, going on these low carb diets, high protein, have caused gout flare-ups. And that's one thing that I'm concerned with. But I have read where some people going completely carnivore have been able to not have gout flare-ups. And you might have some at the beginning, but when your body adapts, that the gout goes away. So we'll see how that is. I did start to have a gout flare-up towards the end of my vacation and popped a couple colchicine, which stops the mitosis in your cells and stops the inflammation, but it also like stops your digestive processes, turns your gut to liquid. So that kind of sucks, but it's better than having a full-blown gout flare-up and not being able to walk. So I'm sure I may have to battle that some when switching my diets. Yeah, I'm getting a nice sweat on now. Oh boy. Been a while before I took you guys on a walk with me.
Pace 20 minutes.
1 mile, pace 20 minutes. Whew. Is that a world record? Is that the world record for the mile? I forget what my times were in high school, running a mile and 2 mile. I want to say it's like 5-6 minutes, but I don't remember. I never placed. I wasn't good. I'd finished the race, but I never placed. So I was never a elite level athlete until I picked up a controller. Elite level gaming athlete. 360 YY no scopes. But I guess that's all I really had to share with you guys. I'm trying a new diet. Let me know if you've ever heard of the carnivore diet or tried it. I know there will be a lot of people that's like, no, you can't eat only meat, Rick Stratton. You're gonna die. But pretty sure that's what humans ate through most of our evolutionary past. So yeah. There's some people there looking at me. So I'm tired. I got about a half more mile to go. So before I pass out, guess I'll say, see you later. Take it easy. And talk to you again soon. Later.